we're taking a look at some of the most impressive and amazing plays in NFL history. You can't help but to be in awe.
Holiday takes it out, gets a lane. He can fly. Touchdown, no flags.
NFL plays of 100-plus yards are extremely rare. They almost always involve a special teams return play of some sort. So, which are the longest plays in NFL history? 3 are tied for first and 9 are tied for second. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Jacoby Jones Super Bowl kick return touchdown, 108 yards. 2 of the longest plays ever belong to former special team star Jacoby Jones. So why not start with the most memorable 108-yard play of them all? Jacoby Jones, by the way, already had cemented his place in NFL playoff lore by catching Joe Flacco's mile-high miracle pass in the divisional round against the top-seeded Denver Broncos. And amazingly, that wouldn't even be the defining moment of Jones' stellar career. His Baltimore Ravens were cruising past the San Francisco 49ers at Super Bowl 47 inside the Superdome. They built a 21-6 lead at halftime. And then, just when you thought that maybe the 49ers would regain some momentum early in the third quarter, Jacoby seemingly put the cherry on top of the cake. The 108-yard play put the Ravens up by 22 points, and then the infamous Super Bowl blackout took place and delayed the game for 34 minutes. The 49ers rallied and eventually cut the deficit to 5 points, but the Ravens had an epic goal line stand for the ages and managed to hold on for a tight 34-31 victory. And it was largely thanks to Jones's heroics. DEVIN HESTER, ladies and gentlemen, 108 yards. DEVIN HESTER is the GOAT of special teams plays. It got to the point where opposing teams had to find ways to kick away from him because they knew Hester was capable of taking it to the house anytime the ball was in his hands. Well, the New York Giants didn't really take all of this into consideration when they hosted Hester's Chicago Bears on Sunday Night Football in Week 10 of the 2006 season. Trailing by 4 points early in the fourth quarter, Giants head coach Tom Coughlin sent out kicker Jay Feely for a 52-yarder despite the windy conditions. Feely's kick was well short, and Hester would quickly make the Giants regret the decision to simply not punt the ball away. 108 yards right there, which marked the longest play of Hester's highlight-filled career. But shall we mention that Hester wasn't the only player on the Bears roster at the time to have accomplished this feat? Nathan VASHER, before DEVIN HESTER, 108 yards. A year before Hester's 2006 rookie season, it was the Bears' Nathan VASHER who found himself appearing on highlight reels with a slick return for the ages. Very similar to Hester's aforementioned touchdown against the Giants, VASHER's came on a missed field goal attempt by the San Francisco 49ers, in windy conditions no less, during Week 10 of the 2005 season. Sure, Hester's required a little extra dancing and maneuvering around defenders, but a 108-yard return is a 108-yard return. That's one way of getting your first score and play of the game. So in back-to-back years, the Bears had a player take a missed field goal attempt the opposite way for a 108-yard touchdown. And both happened in Week 10. You just can't make this stuff up. Randall Cobb, welcome to the NFL. 108 yards. The defending Super Bowl champion Green Bay Packers found another special weapon for Aaron Rodgers when they drafted Randall Cobb 64th overall in 2011. Before he became one of A-Rod's go-to receivers, however, Cobb stood out as a crafty special teams return man. And let's just say Cobb didn't need long to make a great first impression on the defending champs. The Packers opened up the 2011 season with a home tilt against the New Orleans Saints in the annual Thursday night kickoff game. A Saints field goal cut the Packers' lead to 8 with 8 minutes 40 seconds remaining in the third quarter. New Orleans kicked the ball back to the home team, and Cobb would match the second longest play in NFL history with a highlight reel return. The Packers went on to win that back-and-forth thriller by a final score of 42-34, thanks largely to Cobb's electrifying 108-yard kick return touchdown. NFL, meet David Johnson, 108 yards. David Johnson wasn't the most highly touted prospect coming into the NFL in 2015. The Northern Iowa product was drafted in the third round, 86th overall by the Arizona Cardinals in 2015. But offensive guru Bruce Arians found a way to make Johnson an instrumental part of his team's attack. In his NFL debut, a Week 1 home win against the New Orleans Saints, Johnson recorded a 55-yard touchdown catch that helped Arizona put the game away. If that wasn't enough to catch the eye of Cardinals fans, Johnson had something else up his sleeve in Week 2 against the Chicago Bears. The Cardinals received the football first, and on the very first play of the game, Johnson stunned Soldier Field with a 108-yard kickoff return to open the scoring. ELLIS HOBBS flies past the Jets, 108 yards. 2007 was the New England Patriots' year of record breakers. You know, the first 16-0 season, the most points scored by a team in one season, Tom Brady throwing the most touchdown passes in a season, Randy Moss recording the most touchdown receptions in a season. The list goes on and on. Often lost in that shuffle of record breakers, however, was ELLIS HOBBS' 108-yard kick return touchdown in a Week 1 blowout win over the New York Jets. The Patriots were up 14-7 after the first quarter. The second half onslaught began with Hobbs' dazzling kick return touchdown, which was then the longest in NFL history. It was also tied for the longest play in league history, though that record would be broken soon after. The Patriots went on to pummel their arch rivals by a final score of 38-14. Knile Davis's kickoff return marathon, 108 yards. Many of you folks will remember Knile Davis as the guy who flourished as Jamal Charles' understudy for the Kansas City Chiefs from 2013 to 2015. But many Chiefs fans will best remember Davis for his work as a special teams returner. When the Chiefs hosted the AFC West rival Denver Broncos in Week 13 of the 2013 season, let's just say Davis only needed a matter of seconds to recapture the lead for the home team following a Peyton Manning touchdown to Eric Decker. There it was, another 108-yard play. 2 seasons later, Davis nearly matched it when he opened up the 2015 AFC wildcard game against the Houston Texans with a 106-yard kickoff return.
Off we go with the playoffs. And Knile Davis will bring it out from 6 deep. Davis is gone! 106 yards!
JACOBY Jones escapes the Cowboys, 108 yards. JACOBY Jones' aforementioned 108-yard kickoff return touchdown in Super Bowl 47 was nothing new for Ravens fans. That's because he managed to pull off that same play in the Ravens' Week 6 home game against the Dallas Cowboys earlier that year. The Cowboys kicked the ball off to the Ravens with 11 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Jones fielded the ball at the back of the end zone and simply blasted his way through the Dallas special teams for 6. It was the first of 2 career 108-yard touchdown runs for Jones. Absolutely magnificent. Never test Ed Reed, 108 yards. Fun fact, Reed is the all-time record holder in interception return yards with 1,590. That record will likely stand until the end of time. For whatever reason, opposing quarterbacks just could not keep the ball away from this guy. The Philadelphia Eagles were just another one of Reed's victims when they visited the Ravens in Week 12 of the 2008 season. Trailing by 15 points midway through the fourth quarter, Philly needed less than a yard to make it a one-possession game. Logic says to run the ball, right? Nope, the Eagles got way too cute and called a pass play. Kevin Cobb faked the handoff and tossed it in the back of the end zone. But Reed was there waiting, and Philly's players were hardly a match for his speed to the end zone. Boom! 108 yards. That, by the way, was his second interception on the day. This is the longest pick 6 in NFL history. What's the second longest? 106 yards, which was also set by Mr. Reed in 2004. 1,590 interception return yards, and 108 of them came on that one play. CORDARRELLE Patterson, 109 yards. The Minnesota Vikings drafted Patterson with the 29th overall selection in 2013. Though he never amounted to much as a receiver for Minnesota, Patterson sort of made up for it with his world-class special team return skills. Patterson wound up racking up an impressive total of 1,393 return yards in his rookie year en route to Pro Bowl and first-team All-Pro honors. Oh, and he also tied the record for the longest play in NFL history. Patterson managed to accomplish the feat when his Vikings hosted the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Football in Week 8. The game started with a kickoff to Patterson in the back of the Vikings end zone. And the rest, as they say, is history. The Packers wound up cruising to a 44-31 victory, but hey, at least Patterson did his part to get the home fans excited. And with that, he became just the second player ever to record a 109-yard play. Jamal Agnew's kick 6, 109 yards. In the long and rich history of American football, only 3 players have recorded a 109-yard play. Jamal Agnew, a special teams returner for the Jacksonville Jaguars, became just the third during the team's Week 3 2021 home game against the Arizona Cardinals. The game was tied 7-7 in the waning seconds of the first half. Cardinals coach Cliff Kingsbury sent out kicker Matt Prater for a 68-yard field goal attempt, which would have broken the previous record of 64, which was also set by Prater 8 years earlier during his time at the Denver Broncos. Prater's kick was well short, and Agnew quickly made the Cardinals regret their risky decision. Agnew had put himself into the record books along with Patterson and the man that we conclude the list with, Antonio Cromartie, the record setter, 109 yards. Former San Diego Chargers and New York Jets cornerback Antonio Cromartie was mostly known for his elite coverage skills, but the guy was also a scary good special teams returner when the opportunity arose. Cromartie mostly played special teams in his rookie year. He emerged as one of the NFL's top corners in 2007, leading the NFL in interceptions with 10 en route to Pro Bowl and first-team All-Pro honors. But Cromartie's best play of the 2007 season had nothing to do with his cornerback skills. Rather, it was his record-setting play against the Minnesota Vikings in Week 9, when Cromartie became the first player in history to record a 109-yard play. It would take another 6 years until somebody else matched Cromartie's record for the longest play in history. What was your favorite play on this list? Join us in the comments section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around at TPS though, subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.